In this, our last video of Unit 3, I want to talk about navigating Excel a little bit, specifically using the find function. And within the find function, there are other options that you can play with. Keep in mind, as you're dealing with workbooks and worksheets, these things can get fairly big. A worksheet alone can contain over 1,000,000 rows of data. Obviously, in our example, we don't have nearly that many, but it's going to help serve a purpose. I have some different states listed, and I want to find specific states. So I want to go to the Home tab, and over here to the far right under the Editing ribbon, the Editing group, there is the Find and Select. I'm going to click on Find and Select, and as you see, I'm given different options. Let me just click Find. Let me just try to find Idaho. Let me click Find Next, and then it highlights where Idaho is located at. If I wanted to find all instances of this, let me actually close this out. We'll give you another example. We'll type Idaho in again. So now I have 2 instances of Idaho. Let's go back up to the Find and Select. We'll click Find. Idaho is already in there because we did a search. And I'm going to do Find All. What this does is it goes to that entire worksheet and looks for all instances of the Idaho. Now I can change this. I can either have it go through a specific worksheet or the entire workbook. In this case, we're looking at this specific worksheet. And as you see, it's found 2 instances of it. It's found it in this cell and it's found it in this cell. Another great feature of the find is the find and replace. Let's say, for example, that I want to take Texas. And as you see, I've already kind of done this once. And I want to replace it with the abbreviation TX. I'm going to now look at the replace. If I want to replace one at a time, I'll go to replace. But if I want to replace all of it, I'll do this. So for example, let's say that you're working for a client and they have a very unique spelling of their name. Maybe they don't have a space in between words like they should, or maybe they have a backwards letter. You don't have to go through each one of them. You can go through find and replace all and have them all taken care of. So let me do replace all. Let me move this further down closer to Texas so you can see what happens. Click replace all. That turns into TX. And it tells us, hey, we changed 1 instance of that cell. Let me click OK. There's some other things you can do with the whole find and select area. So for example, you have find what. This is the value you want to find or replace. You have the find all, which is going to, like we said, find all instances of that value. We have find next, which goes to the next cell that contains the value. So if you want to see each instance of this as you go through, you can do that. You can do replace with and replace all. We just did those. Replace with is the new value that will take the place of the older one. Replace all does it all at once. Replace will replace a single instance with the new value. You have the options. So if I was to click over here with options, this opens up a whole bunch of different things in the dialog window. Format displays the find format dialog box. So if I wanted to, for example, change formatting on bold or italics, I could use that. Within, you can look within a certain worksheet or workbook. Search is a simple search for a value. Look in tells Excel to search within a specific cell. And match case is really interesting because it'll match the case. So for example, if you have different capitalizations, it will look in there. The final thing we want to take a look at before we end this one is the Smart Lookup. The Smart Lookup is pretty cool. It was introduced in Excel 2016. So this is a relatively new function, new feature, especially as Microsoft Office tries to integrate this more with cloud and online and all this software as a service model. It allows you to highlight a word or phrase and it will do a Bing search. So let's select Colorado. I'm going to go to the Review tab and I'm going to go for Insights and Smart Lookup. For this to work, you must have an active internet connection. As you see, after I click Smart Lookup, it did a search online for me. This is pretty cool, by the way, and it's also found in Word and PowerPoint, and it allows you to do a quick online search for whatever you're interested in. So that's Colorado. Let's do Georgia, do Smart Lookup. And as you see, it's giving us more information on that specific item of interest. I can also click on Define, and it will give me definition. So again, very helpful. It's integrating what you're doing to online. This is the way a lot of software is moving. All right, that's going to conclude Unit 3. Please make sure that you're practicing some of these on your own. It's really the only way to learn this. When I do face-to-face trainings, instructor-led trainings, I always take breaks and have the learners, the attendees, do some of this stuff hands-on. It's only by doing hands-on that you're really going to retain this information. All right, that's going to conclude, like I said, Unit 3. Until later, have fun studying out there, and goodbye for now.